So, my dear friends, my dear women over the age of 40, who's taking care of you? Because you take care of everybody else. You take care of work, you do the long hours. I've said that before. You look after family, especially if you have older parents as well. You take on these added responsibilities that life has thrown your way. So if you're feeling exhausted and overwhelmed, or you're just feeling that your energy is off, who is taking care of you? Because you don't know who's out there. And a lot of us tend to live isolated lives, thinking that whatever it is we're going through, we're the only ones going through it. I just want to take this video to talk about mental health struggles of women over the age of 40, what they face and what we can do about it. Um, I work with people. I work with a lot of people, and society expects women to have it all together. It expects us to constantly look after everybody else, be the natural nurturer that we are. Many of us tend to push through exhaustion because we think it's normal. We're constantly going over and beyond for everybody else because we think it's normal. Your friend calls you up, they're asking for a favor, they need a listening ear. We think it's normal. But who listens to you when you have lots to talk about? Who listens to you when it's feeling really overwhelming upstairs in your mind, in your brain, and you're feeling clouded? Or who do you call when everything is not going right and you just need to air it out? I remember I remember watching a lady's video recently where she says that um, society thinks that we women, we like to moan. The idea is that when you call your other half or you call your friend, you're just trying to get it out of you. Not that you want to complain or you want them to look for a solution for you, but you just need to get it out of you. And now we have more and more struggles coming up. Now a lot of us, a lot of women over the age of 40 are feeling invisible. We're feeling unappreciated. Maybe you're feeling the same way, then I'm talking to you. If you're not, the time will probably come. If you're one of the lucky ones who wake up every single day with your own son right outside your window, then great. But is that realistic? Is that the real world though? Maybe you're on cloud nine. But in this reality where we're working and we're living right now, the struggles are compounding. They're getting bigger and bigger. And with life issues all around, who's to say what anybody is going through? Lots of women are now having to balance work. We're having to balance work with life, home life all of the time, which is a juggle. Childcare is expensive. It's becoming the bane of everybody's life. We have lots of women, even child-free, either by choice or not by choice. We have hormonal changes that are affecting our mood, the way we operate, our emotions, what we say from one day to another, even from 1 hour to another. We have young women going through many pre-menopause at this point in time. A lot of women over the age of 40 are feeling lost. We're feeling uncertain about the future. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. But I want you to know that taking care of your mental health is not selfish. It is necessary. And I'm not an expert by any means, so I don't want anybody quoting me. I'm simply sharing what I think, what I believe works and what I know works for me as a woman over the age of 40. You want to be able to factor in rest in anything that you do. You want to take on self-care. You want to set boundaries because they are signs of strength and not weaknesses. You can't afford to be overstretching yourself because there's only so much you can give. They say don't pour out of an empty cup, because if you don't fill your own cup, it will run empty. And that's just the reality of life. If you don't take care of yourself, everything else will suffer. But if you've given all of yourself to everybody else, they will come around and ask you why you did it. And I think that is one mistake a lot of women make nowadays. I'll give you an example. A woman who has children and suffers so much, extending herself beyond her limits, taking care of a home, working. You're not asking for help. Your children, you're supposed to raise your children to be capable human beings. You're supposed to raise your children to be independent human beings for society, because you are not going to keep them in your nest forever. One day, they will flee the nest. Now, you've overextended yourself. You sacrificed your career. You sacrificed your hobbies for these same children. When they grow up and you're looking miserable and you're sad, all they'll remember is that their mom was always shouting. Their mom was never resting. Their mom was always burnt out. And they will ask you why you made such sacrifice, because they never asked for it. So we need to be able to rein this back in. We need to be able to start looking after ourselves. And looking after ourselves does not involve you buying candles or running a bath and sitting in it for so long. If that works for you and that's self-care for you, then fine. But what I'm saying is self-care does not need to break the bank. So you can go on TikTok and get ideas. You can go on Instagram and get ideas. That's great. I have a few ways that I protect my mental health as a woman over the age of 40, and thank God they have been working for me. The first thing is that I want to check in with myself. So with you, I want you to check in with yourself. I want you to ask, how are you really feeling? As in, you need to open your mouth and make use of this tool called mouth. How are you really feeling? Put it into words. When you first start, it will be difficult, because a lot of us have not been trained to put our feelings into words. We haven't been. So it takes a bit of practice. You want to continue doing this day after day. How am I actually feeling today? What is this feeling I'm experiencing? Where is it coming from? And then two, you want to set boundaries. It is okay to say no to things that drain you. It is okay to say no to people who drain you. But part of that is a follow-on from checking in. Once you've had an encounter with somebody, how did they make you feel? Do you feel exhausted after you've spoken to this person? Do you feel exhausted after spending 15 minutes with this person? So you want to be able to set boundaries. Say no to people who don't serve you anymore. You want to start putting systems into place. The children need to be raised right. They need to be able to dress themselves probably from age 4, age 3, if you can, whenever you can. Your teenagers should be able to start helping with dinners. They should be able to fix dinners. You want to get into a habit of verbalizing what you want. And training children is a very good way of doing that. A lot of us will just smack before we can speak. Now we need to start speaking and leave the smacking behind. If you can verbalize how you're feeling, you're less likely to get stressful. You're less likely to impose your own feeling on the children. I'm going to encourage us as women of 40 or over 40 to go and watch videos of teenagers. There is a particular YouTube channel that I watch, Jubilee, or if you're interested, you can also watch Cruise. These channels call upon parents and children. You're able to assess the relationship between parents and children and see subject matters from the perspective of both generations. It is really eye-opening. The third is that you want to prioritize rest. I love to rest. My body is my temple. Your body and mind needs recovery, and you can only do that through rest. I'm sharing what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, then find something else. But there is always a revolving door. There are lots of self-care ideas online that you can take on, you can adapt to fit your lifestyle. Number 4 is you want to find support. Talk to friends. You're not going through this alone. Find a community, join community, seek professional help if you have to. I'm not about to throw in a sponsor here, you know, the popular one. Yes, no, I'm not about to throw in a sponsorship in here, but seek professional help if you do need it. I'm not an expert, but I see what mental health is doing, or the lack of self-care is doing to women over the age of 40 who are in the workplace, and it's not good. It's not good. Lots of people are being stretched beyond their limits, and it's not great. The fifth thing is that I tend to find joy in things, in simple things. I do things that bring me joy. I was so excited to come and shoot this YouTube video because YouTube is beginning to bring me joy. You can't keep going and be looking miserable. If I flip my camera to you right now, you will see that the UK is gloomy. It's such a gloomy day. But with a wide open window and my camera. I am loving it. I have to say to you, I am really loving it. I'm enjoying myself just speaking to the camera, and I'm hoping that it is helping somebody. So find a hobby, a journal, find something that fills your cup. Journaling, it fills my cup. I've started writing again, and I think I'm going to share a few things, a few of the things that I have been writing in my tiny notepad here. Find something that brings you joy. You will love it, because you need to find a way that empties the emotions that are going through your body, because you deserve peace, you deserve joy, you deserve rest. I do too. And that's why I'm making this video, hoping that it resonates with somebody. It's becoming a very long one now because it's at 10 minutes, but it doesn't really matter. Taking care of yourself will help you to be a better mother. It helps you to be a better partner to your other half. It helps you to be a better worker, employee. Nobody wants a burnt out individual around them. It will help you become a better friend to people who would know you, people who would love you. There is no point half-assing it, as somebody put it. There is no point. This is the only life that we have, and we have to spend it fully. We have to prioritize our mental health. If you do that, you will get more energy, you will have more focus, you have more clarity, on where you're going in life. You will be less stressed, you'll be less anxious, because you have things put in place for your own better health, for your own betterment, and that gives you a better quality of life as well. You don't want to go through life being stressed and shouting. It doesn't make sense. So please, if you've ever felt mentally drained as a woman over the age of 40, let me know in the comment section below. I will be more than interested to create a community of women who are supporting women. I know we're doing this YouTube for the long term, for the long haul. I'm trying to build a retirement from YouTube channel. So if you're interested, join in. Let's see where we can take this, or where it can take us. Until my next video. Ta-da!